Hello, my name is Amirul Afnan Rosli. I'm from DPY 35. My metric number is 42422030002. So in this video, I will talk about a walkthrough survey. I have been given four scenarios from sir, and I will need to analysis and for the walkthrough survey. So in the first video or scenario, we can see there is an employee cutting down a coconut tree at high levels. In this video, we can clearly see there is a physical hazard, one of which is from the chainsaw that being used by the employee, because it can cause vibration and loud sound that can affect the employee health. The high latitude of the workplace also indicate the physical hazard. As for the degree of risk, likelihood of injury is likely, that is number 4. Then the severity is fatal, also number 4. So overall risk metric is 16. This is considered high risk. Therefore, an immediate control measure is needed. As for the preventive measures, they should put a warning sign, no entry, around the cutting area to prevent any public accident. As for the employee also need to use safety equipment like hard hats, gloves, safety glasses, earplug and rope. Especially the glove and the earplug is needed to counter the vibration and loud sound of the chainsaw. The employee also need to wear a proper attire for the job. Also, it is just suggested that employee can also use a crane instead of climbing the tree by himself. For the second video or scenario, we can see a group of employees loading a log onto a lorry with a manual labor. In this video, we can clearly see there is an ergonomic hazard by the employees because of their poor manual handling. The degree of risk in this video is again likely, but the severity is minor. Overall, the risk metric is 8. It is considered a moderate risk. So, therefore, a plan of approach of controlling the risk and apply temporary measure if necessary. Now for the preventive measures. They need to estimate the weight, size and shape of the load. Determine if the load is able to be lifted by a manual labor. If there's no problem, the employees also need to learn and use an appropriate manual handling technique and positioning to lift the load, one of which is lift the weight using their leg instead of their back muscle, and then keep their spine or back straight. For the third video, we can see there is an employee welding a metal piece and the other person is pointing where to aim. In this video, we can consider the hazard or the occupational hazard is a chemical hazard because the spark from the welding could burn and affect the employee's eyes. The degree of risk in this video for likelihood of injury is likely another number 4, and severity is only minor. Again, the risk metric for this scenario is 8, which is a moderate risk. As mentioned before, a plan of approach to controlling the risk is needed and apply temporary measures if necessary. Now moving on to the preventive measures. The employee that pointing where to cut or weld should have been at the side of the welder instead, so he can avoid a direct exposure to the welding light. A fire extinguisher also should be at the ready, in case the spark from the welding could cause fire. For the final or the fourth scenario, we are given a demolition of a building using a crane or some sort. The type of occupational hazard in this video is physical hazard. The indication is the loud sound from the demolition activities, and also the debris from the demolition can also affect the lung of the employees. The degree of risk in this video is 13, in other words 5, and the severity is catastrophic, also a 5. Overall, the risk metric in this for this hazard shown is 25, which is high risk, the highest we've seen so far. Therefore, an immediate control measures should be applied. The preventive measures that I can suggest is increase the resisted or no entry area around the demolition site for public safety. Close the road if necessary. As you can see the video, the debris of the demolition has reached onto the road, which can cause an accident on the nearby cars passing by. The employee also need to keep a safe distance from the ongoing demolition activities. That's all from me, and thank you for listening.